Hey, visual learners. In the past few days, people have been talking about OpenAI's newest language model, O1, dubbed as the model that can think or reason like a human. And some people are asking, is this the new GPT-5? Let's break it down.
Is this sort of a new level of AI capability?
Well, that's certainly what OpenAI is saying. I mean, it's a very competitive market out there in this space. You've already got the likes of Anthropic, Google, for instance, saying that their advanced AI tools have some of these capabilities. But this is certainly the type of development that OpenAI will be hoping will continue to give it an edge in the space as well. As you said, it's known internally as Strawberry. It's called O1 externally, but the company says that it can perform some reasoning tasks. Now, just to give some context on reasoning in the computing sense, you're essentially talking about human-like intelligence being applied, where the tool can sift through different sorts of inputs or different sorts of knowledge and then use reasoning to derive or determine the accurate answer, or what it determines to be the accurate answer. So the system is now going to be available to select OpenAI customers, and the company says it's also going to be working on regular updates and improvements as well to the tool.
So, what exactly is O1? The O1 model is OpenAI's most recently launched large language model. It's designed to excel at some of the toughest tasks out there: reasoning, planning, and tackling complex problems like code generation and evaluating data sourced from the web. Imagine the depth and precision needed for something like crafting detailed reports, and that's what O1 does. Early tests already show that O1 is seriously powerful. For example, it blew past GPT-4o in the AIIME mathematics competition. O1 nailed 83.3% of the problems, while GPT-4o only managed 13.4%. And get this, on PhD-level science questions, O1 performed with 78% accuracy, even surpassing human expert. But what makes O1 stand out? One of the most impressive things about O1 is its chain of thought reasoning. Unlike older models that just spit out an answer, O1 takes the time to walk through problems step by step. This method improves its accuracy, especially for complex tasks, where logical progression matters. And the secret sauce? Reinforcement learning. This trial and error method allows O1 to refine its problem-solving approach, making it even smarter over time. There are two versions of the O1 model. O1 Preview is the heavy hitter, designed for advanced reasoning and solving incredibly complex problems. Think high-level math, PhD-level science, and agentic workflows where deep contextual understanding is essential. O1 Mini is a smaller, more budget-friendly variant. It's 80% cheaper than O1 Preview and great for more straightforward tasks like code generation or managing smaller context operations.
Here's everything you need to know about OpenAI's new LLM model, O1 Preview and O1 Mini. Say that they train these models to spend more time thinking through problems before they respond, much like a person would. It's got enhanced reasoning capabilities for problems in science, coding, and math, while O1 Mini is specifically good at generating and debugging complex code. Released today for ChatGPT Plus users and available for developers who qualify for API usage of Tier 5. Expect to add more capabilities like web browsing, file and image uploads. We're going to continue to develop and release these models under this GPT series. By far our best models at reasoning, and we believe they will unlock wholly new use cases in the API. If you had a product idea that was just too early and the models were just not quite smart enough, try again. Continues to say you need to prompt them differently and build your applications in new ways, but we think they will help close a lot of the intelligence gap, preventing you from building better products. I'm really excited to see what this can do for our customers.
We're starting a series of new models with the new name O1. And this is to highlight the fact that you might feel different when you use O1 as compared to previous models such as GPT-4o. So as others will explain later, O1 is a reasoning model. So it will think more before answering your question. We are releasing two models, O1 Preview, which is to preview what's coming for O1, and O1 Mini, which is a faster, smaller and faster model that is trained with a similar framework as O1. So we hope you like our new naming scheme, O1.
All right, so the example I'm going to show is writing a code for visualization. So I sometimes teach a class on transformers, which is a technology behind models like ChatGPT. And when you give a sentence to ChatGPT, it has to understand the relationship between the words and so on. So it's a sequence of words and you just have to model that. And transformers utilize what's called a self-attention to model that. So I always thought, okay, if I can visualize this self-attention mechanism and with some interactive components to it, it will be really great. I just don't have the skills to do that, so let's ask our new model, O1 Preview, to help me out on that. So I just typed in this command and see how the model does. So unlike the previous models like GPT-4o, it will think before outputting an answer. So it started thinking. As it's thinking, let me show you what are some of these requirements. I'm giving a bunch of requirements to think through. So first one is like, use an example sentence, the quick brown fox. And second one is like, when hovering over a token, visualize the edges whose thicknesses are proportional to the attention score. And that means just if the two words are more relevant, then have a thicker edges and so on. So the one common failure modes of the existing models is that when you give a lot of the instructions to follow, it can miss one of them. Just like humans can miss one of them if you give too many of them at once.
So one of my favorite puzzles that I would do when I was a little kid is called a nonogram, where you're given an empty grid and then some numerical clues that tell you which squares in the grid you have to fill in. And I thought we could have the model play a little game where it first generates a puzzle to solve, then we ask another instance of the model to try to solve the problem that it generated. So yeah, I'll ask it, generate, say, a 5x5 nonogram where the final answer is the letter M. We'll see what it comes up with. All right, we see it just gave us a little puzzle. We'll go ahead and copy this, open up another window of O1, ask it, solve the following puzzle, and let's say, visualize the answer in some pretty way. Why not? This puzzle doesn't look like it's too hard, but the way that a nonogram works is for each row and each column, you're given a list of numbers, and the numbers tell you how many squares are filled in. And if the squares are consecutive, then you'll see like a 2 for 2 consecutive squares. If there's a space between them, you'll see a 1, 1. And so you're supposed to just try to figure out which squares do I indeed have to fill in. And it looks like the model got this right.
The first of the problem I would like to show is an interesting, like, common sense reasoning thing that all the previous type of large language models didn't do that great, which is about physics and about physical objects and their relationships. The problem reads, assuming the laws of physics on Earth, a small strawberry is put in a normal cup and the cup is placed upside down on a table. Someone then takes the cup and puts it inside the microwave. Where is the strawberry? And explain the reasoning behind it. It's a simple problem. Every human will know straight away what is the answer, but it's something that language models are struggling a little bit, and then we can see how does this model do it. And we can also like a little bit have a glimpse on what is happening in the head of the model, and we also get a pretty nice answer of, like, what happened, why it happened in this particular scenario. The model needed to spend a little bit more time thinking about it and analyzing what did actually happen there. It couldn't. The model has a bit of a harder time thinking, especially about like scenarios involving physical objects, and then you need a little bit more time thinking for that.
So, is O1 the new GPT-5? Well, officially no, but it's hard to ignore the fact that O1 brings some serious improvements to the table. Whether it's outperforming previous models in mathematics and science, or introducing a new level of problem solving with its chain of thought reasoning, O1 is pushing the boundaries of what we can expect from AI. So stay tuned, visual learners. We may not have a GPT-5 just yet, but O1 is definitely a major leap forward. Watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next deep dive into the future of AI. As always, stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.